Hello there, once again, Santon from Antonio Bay. Thank you guys for stopping by the collection room. Today I am taking a look at a comic haul that I picked up from Coas. And as you know, I've mentioned before, Coas is a little bookstore. It's like a used bookstore. There's several. There's like a little chain in Las Cruces, which is about an hour from here. And we were up there the other day for a picnic for all the babies that got born through the same midwife that we went through. And well, once we got done, I had to stop in to get some comics. Now, none of these were over $1. Some of them were 50 cents. They were all about $1. And the first one that I found that I was super excited about was Tomb Raider #1. And I know I had picked up a Tomb Raider comic from there before. So to be able to get Tomb Raider #1 for $1, I think this is the C cover. I was pretty excited about that. I thought that was a good deal. Very, very pleased with that. Nothing else was maybe quite as amazing. I was able to pick up some issues of Gen X that I did not have. I had a few holes in Gen X. I couldn't remember what all of them were, but I could definitely tell that some of these covers were definitely not something I had. A little bit of glare from the window there. Anyway, these were all $1. Some of them had the sticker put right on the front. Most of them were in some sort of really crappy bag, and so they put the sticker on the bag. I don't really care if they put the sticker on the cover. Back in the old days, they used to mark the price on them. I don't care. Like, it's a comic book. It's not worth $1 million, guys. But I was able to pick up a few key issues, and well, not keys, but like issues of Gen X that I was missing. And I was pretty happy with that. For $1 a piece, you don't see these floating out in the wild in used bookstores very often, so I was very excited. One that I had to talk myself into getting, but they were only 50 cents an issue. I grabbed Ravage 2099. By far the stupidest of all the 2099 titles, in my opinion. But Ravage 2099 issue 4, 5, they had a pretty good assortment of them. Like, I was able to get quite a few. I accidentally grabbed 2 issues of #5 because of course I need that. But yeah, at 50 cents an issue, I don't really care. I do love the 2099 universe. It always reminds me of the movie Johnny Mnemonic. And it's just a hokey, weird, dystopian future place. But like I said, Ravage is easily the worst of the 2099 comics. I don't understand, like, there never even was a regular Ravage. I don't remember a Ravage regular Marvel Universe, just the 2099 version. So I thought that was very, very odd choice. And then, of course, midway through the series, issue 16, I believe it is, he goes from being like a scurvy, like, trash can driving douchebag to some sort of weird monster creature with horns and 80s metal hair, and it got real stupid. I don't know what this thing was. It seems like so many characters had to go through this phase of ultra extreme. As if Ravage 2099 wasn't extreme enough. He was pretty extreme. There was a few issues of American Flag floating around in there. I'm not wild about this title, but it is one that, because it's a first comic, and because some of the characters are fun, I will pick them up when I see them cheap enough. Cheap enough is $1 and under. Most of the time I see these for 50 cents. These were $1, but they had some pretty cool covers, so I went with it. I do love me some Aircell, and they had a few issues of Samurai there. So I did grab those. Good covers on that stuff. Aircell Samurai was a pretty good book. Looks like another American Flag. Stickers on the cover, but it was Evangeline, Deadly Sins. I usually enjoy Evangeline titles pretty well. I know they're usually done by Liefeld. A lot of people want to complain about Liefeld stuff. But I actually had like the newer series of this. I thought was actually really quite good. And by newer, I mean like, I don't know when. Just newer than the old original series. I only bought these for the age and the era. I'm not a wild fan of them, but I love this age of comics. So I just grabbed these Hawkmans, 75-cent covers. Basically, if it's under $1 cover price, I'm pretty intrigued by the comic. It's become something I love a lot more than I used to. This early modern era, what do they call this? Copper, bronze. It's not bronze. It might be copper or modern era. But it's an era that I'm very fond of. So I do snag those when I see them, and I did see a few. Was pretty happy with those. You got the Total Recall ad on the back. I thought they just looked like a lot of fun. Yeah, something about this era of comic is just, it's good to me. Then I had, because I don't think I had seen this cover, this is an issue of Elementals. I got a lot of Comico Elementals, and I didn't recognize this cover, so I did grab that. That was only $1. And then a Quality Comics, not one you see very often, issue 32, Zenith. This is one from Quality I had not heard of, and they only had one issue of it in there, but I went ahead and grabbed it just because it's Quality Comics. Whenever I see that little QC in the side there, I'm usually going to snag that unless I already have it. And it ended up being, for the comics, it was like $30, and then I got some other things there too. I got a set of DVDs and a Coas sticker for our minivan. But I thought it was worth a stack. It was fun to shop and buy comics in person. It's been a long time since I've been able to do that, and there's just not a good place to buy them. So most of my comic shopping is done on eBay, which, even though I get great prices and great deals, it isn't near as much fun to bring them home after digging through a bin. Digging through a bin is the funnest part about comic collecting, in my opinion, other than, you know, reading them. Anyway, that's my haul. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Hope you had a good weekend. Remember to enjoy collecting, and I'll catch you guys later.